Hello, good morning. Sharing some words of wisdom. The biggest obstacle non-Muslims face or encounter when they look at Islam from a distance. They look at Islam from a distance. The first thing, before looking at Islam, before analyzing Islam, before hearing the word Islam, is the word itself a big, very big obstacle, paralysis, whatever you call it, hindrance. Bear in mind that the word Islam is a very false word. Even though big thinkers in Islam, they explain it and you know it. But the word, when you hear the word Muslim, Islam, the translation is false. No matter which dictionary or the reputation of this dictionary or the translation. It is not, when you say a noun, un nom propre, un nom commun, proper name and common name. Proper name is the name of something. It has to be with a capital letter. You say, you name the city, you name something, religion, you name. That's a proper name. You put it with a capital letter. But when you say a common name, a man, we don't know his name. Could be any man. Is a common, we don't know. So this word, Islam, when you say Islam, is not a proper name. Are we diminishing the value or the reputation of Islam? No. It's a process. Everybody knows about the word submission. You understand? Submission. But the thing is, when you read the translation, especially in the Quran, you hear the word inna dina indallahi al-Islam. Inna dina indallahi al-Islam. That means, look at that here. Religion with God is Islam. So that's the inna dina indallahi al-Islam. Actually, that's false. People, when they see this, they think it's a proper name and non propre. If I'm not correct in English, but try to correct me from a French perspective, whatever, standpoint. Islam, the word Islam, that's not correct word. It's submissiveness. When you hear this, when you say Islam, a non-Muslim, excuse me, he could be Buddhist, Hinduist, Taoist, or from Shinto, which is in Japan. Could be Jewish, Christian, whatever. Major of their religions in the world. When you hear about the word, that's a name. And this is a name. Well, I'm leaving my flag to be in another flag, under another flag. If I have to leave my territory to be in another territory, what's the difference? These people, they said, our territory is more beautiful than yours. Well, I don't see any beauty in it, frankly. Oh, no. If you don't follow our territory, you're gonna go to hell. So you have to be in our territory. So me, as I'm here, I feel already by reading the word itself as considered as a proper name. It's a name with a capital letter. It's already rigidity. It's already, I feel, being pushed off before I approach it. I feel being left off before I even approach it. I feel being oblivious before I even approach it. When in fact, the real meaning is, it's not a territorial division, it's not A territorial consciousness, it's not a known consciousness. I'm a shareholder in this consciousness, which is universal consciousness. Not even universal, cosmic consciousness. I feel I'm a shareholder, I am there. Now here there is a magnetic field that is attracting me as a non-Muslim to be, non-Muslim is not correct word, to be submissive and to be in that place that belongs to nobody. Religion is a monopoly, all of them. You don't blame the Jewish when he said my. You don't blame the Christian when he said my. You blame Muslim. Because the Muslim, he is the one who is giving this image, this facade, preventing people from approaching the Creator. Look at all what was revealed from these 5 pillars in Islam. All of them, when God speaks to, there is a ta'ayyuh, ya ayyuha, oh you. This is a word, article of attracting person's attention. Oh you the believers. And then he said, fasting, Ramadan was revealed to you, to the believers. Charity was revealed to you, all of them. When he spoke about the pilgrimage, the center of earth, to show you about the division, the territorial division, he said, وَعَلَى النَّاسِ حَجُّ الْبَيْتِ لِمَنِ اسْتَطَاعَ إِلَيْهِ سَبِيلًا. He said, it's an obligation above, on people, are supposed to, people in general. He said, عَلَى النَّاسِ. Look for the verse, see the translation. I didn't prepare myself. I'm like this. I'm sorry. I'm not bragging, whatever. If I put every step of my words, I am not good at that. I can't speak. It's just spontaneity that speaks. That's how I am. So I didn't prepare all of this. I have a topic. I have to just elaborate and comment, whatever. So as I said, وَعَلَى النَّاسِ حَجُّ الْبَيْتِ لِمَنِ اسْتَطَاعَ إِلَيْهِ سَبِيلًا. It concerns everybody. When you as a non-believer, you say, well, it doesn't concern an Arab. It doesn't concern, a nationality. It doesn't concern, I am there. He said, you are already approaching. By what? Psychically, you are approaching the center of the earth. The center of the earth, when it was built by Adam, it was not built to be referred to a particular religion. There was one, submissiveness. So when you say this, you approach, you feel, despite what kind of language you speak or because of your whatever culture, whatever, you approach it already. We know that the periphery of, Kaaba, the periphery of Mecca, you're supposed to be a Muslim, as they call a Muslim. Well, the question is not a visa that concerns that particular nationalism. No. It's a visa vis-a-vis the Creator. He is telling you to liberate your consciousness from a tribal consciousness, from national consciousness, from the regional consciousness, to be cosmic consciousness. La ilaha illallah. That's what it is. It's not a visa. Then you go and you accomplish your pilgrimage. You understand how you are there already. So, getting back to the word submissiveness, inna dina indallah, when you speak about religion before God or with God, is submissiveness. Now here, you say, wait a minute. There's no name. We are a group of people. We are sitting. We talk. Everybody finds himself. By the time I say, we the Australian, the other one will be defensive. We feel the Cuban, the American, the South African, you understand, start getting clashes by the time a person mentioned this. That is the way they say in Buddhism. They say, by the time they speak about a lot about duality. What is a duality in this world? Everything is swinging. Do you understand? You are only being shifted from pole A to pole B. That's how you are. They say by the time you verbalize the word beauty, you have yourself created ugliness. Look how beautiful it is. Feelings you cannot control. You lean towards this area or pole. We cannot control, but do not verbalize it. Do not speak. Say, that's beautiful. You are making the other person offended. Who said he is ugly? You said it. There's no ugliness in this world. Everybody is beautiful. Leanings, that's something else. Anyway, as I said, from a distance, Abraham, peace be upon him, he said, إذ قال له ربه أسلم قال أسلمت لرب العالمين. You know the word, probably you're going to find it, be a Muslim. Hey, we are getting back to the proper name. That's not a name. He said, Aslim, he said, surrender. Surrender, do not resist. That's the word, surrendering to something. Do not resist. What is this, the resistance? Resistance is your regionalism, your culture, your traditions. You were born in a place you were characterized by that particular area, especially religion. Itself is a very big paralysis in human, because it's when you are following some traditions, whatever in life, culture, where one day you may wake up, say, oh, this, I don't want to follow them. But in the name of religion, you create territorial division, nationalism. You say the nation, our nation, their nation. In the name of religion, that's the biggest obstacle in the world, which is the case of the Muslims, the way they interpret the word nation. It's another type of paralysis, hindrance. The word nation, the meaning of a nation has nothing to do. A nation is conscience. That starts from Adam, all the way going to the day of judgment, to eternity. That's the conscience. You were born today. That is the entangling the time, to entangle the past and the future in a moment. That's how it's kind of, we don't say fluctuation, expanded and coming back. All depends on your presence of mind, your consciousness. This is not a territorial, we are Muslims, they are non-Muslims. You know, they are non-Muslims. What they are? Nations. Nations, you know, nationalities, it's a group of nations, then it is a nation. You know what I'm saying? Group of nationalities, then a nation. We are not, these are all a group gathering of idols. They make one single idol that is called a nation, known by a flag. The Muslim is telling you, no, our idolatry is Muslim. There they said, sincerely, we chose secularism. No, our secularism is Muslim. They don't pay attention to that. Because the word nation, it doesn't have any territorial division. It doesn't have any kind of like partially divided time or chronological time. If you read the Quran, you're going to find the Quran, you'll be surprised. The Quran, it doesn't have a chronological kind of like steps, juxtaposed, prisons going. No, it takes you to the back, it takes you to the future in a moment. Very weird. It takes you introspectively within you. You read it, you find yourself making an analysis and introspection within yourself. Very weird, strange. As I said, that's the nation. A nation is, you are aware, you're not aware, or the prophets of God who came before. Do you understand what does it mean? All the prophets of God from Adam. There are sequences in life, in history, nobody knows about them. Prophets, they came, they prayed behind him. And why they prayed behind him in Masjid al-Aqsa. They came at night of his ascension, his Mi'raj. A prophet during his time, any prophet, he is gifted by God, given knowledge, sufficient knowledge to save that particular era from any cataclysm, from natural disasters, to save them. Miracles, knowledge, deep knowledge. Some of them they accept, some of them doesn't matter. Some of the prophets, the day of judgment, they will come with a group. Some of them come with 2 people, some of them with 1, some of them without anybody. Nobody wants to accept their divine message. They come by themselves. So it doesn't matter. He was given all of these, as I said, during his particular epoch. He came. Why did he come? What is it? Celebrating a birthday cake or something? Come on. What did they come for? Muslims, we don't know about these things. The consciousness that came from past that you ignore completely, it came and it dissolved in the consciousness of the Prophet, because when he said Allahu Akbar, his consciousness is effacement, substituted by the divine greatness. Behind him, they follow and they say Allahu Akbar. Their consciousness will dissolve, and it is in the hand of a prophet, in the conscience of the prophet, and the prophet is also effacement, state of effacement, to have the presence of the divinity. You have lordship with worship. So that is what is a nation. Those people through history, when they start choosing, which is like the case of what's going on with the nationalism, it was created, passports were created after the First World War. There were no frontiers between people. People travel, go. So people they chose on subconscious level, they are not aware of that. This kind of fear that make them choosing a territorial division with the flag and isolating themselves, creating more isolation, people, because of a fear. What the Muslims is following them? Why are you following? They were all of them under colonialism, and they transport the colonialism in their heads, and they said, why we are like this? That's weird, strange. I spoke about the word. The biggest paralysis is the misinterpretation and misunderstanding of the word. Islam. Submission. The last verse, where he say, وَوَصَّى بِهَا, after the first, when God asked him, he said to Abraham, he said, أَسْلِمْ قَالَ أَسْلِمْتُ لِرَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. I surrender to the Lord of universe. It's just an expression. 1 second. You are subject to an iconoclastic effacement. We are vulnerable to ideologies, exposed to regions, cultures, nationalism, all of the above. To go back to, your consciousness, your cosmic consciousness, not your movie said, Aslamt. Oh, Aslamt, that is effacement. But who substituted, very important point here, who substituted your conscience at the time of the effacement? That is the most important. We say, that's it, like they said in Buddhism, you have to free your spirit, but who took over? Qui est-ce qui a pris la relève? That's you generated consciously, willingly, with submission. Aslamtu li Rabbil Alameen. You can have effacement and the nationalism is controlling or dominating your state of consciousness. Next thing he said, وَوَصَّى بِهَا إِبْرَاهِيمُ بَنِيهِ وَيَعْقُوبُ يَا بَنِيَّ. He said, Abraham and Jacob. We know that Abraham is the father of the Jews, Christians, and the Muslims. Jacob is leaning towards the group of Judaism. You understand? These are people who wanted to make a characterization or a monopoly of religion. He said, وَوَصَّى بِهَا إِبْرَاهِيمُ بَنِيهِ. Their children, his children, And, the way the sentence is juxtaposed you, it's very strange, weird. And he could have said it like la conjonction de coordination, and could be next to it, but he made it after. And he's in Jacob, لا تموتن إلا اصطفى لكم الدين. God had chosen for you the religion. لا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. Do not die until you become what? A Muslim, the way they understand Muslim. That's what it is translated, the translations. That's false, I repeat it. Until you are submissive. Once again, now here, submissive, what does it mean? Is it a process of one day at the end I said, they said, La ilaha illallah. Prophet said, يعلم من مات يعلم أن لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله دخل الجنة. يعني يعلم يعني he knows deeply. A process is not that moment. The process during the day, it's like someone is going to tell you, do not die unless you are transparent. Once again, what does it mean? Well, very simple. Let's just be transparent. You are subject to colors. The red is proud of his redness with color. The green, the yellow, the weight, what I'm saying? Then the transparency, which is the case of the Muslims. He said, look, everybody has a reference. We don't have a reference. We need a reference like them to exist. Do you see this? Then they chose a reference. Today is the red because the red is a powerful country. They have Scud missiles. We have to follow them. No. We have to follow the green. We have to follow swinging. You are the transparent. A transparency is englobing all the colors. Thank you for listening. Have a pleasant day.